and the advisor of the chairman, who let me have a chance to show my face in this very amazing competition. And I would like to send a profound respect to teacher, parents, contestants, ladies and gentlemen who are present here. And now, let me introduce myself a bit. My name is Vorleak. I'm 15 years old. I'm a level 11 student from Vorleak Presentation Campus 4. Today is such a blessing day, and I'm very excited and honored to be here again to do a presentation. My today's topic is talking about the different perspective of parents toward private school and public school. Some parents think it is good to let their children study at private school, while some believe it is better to send their children to a state school. So, what are the differences between these two controversial perceptions? Of course, it seems to be very difficult for every parent when it comes to choosing a school for enhancing their children's education. Basically, they have to get to know that between private school and public school, they both do provide their children with similar and sometimes vastly different process of education. The similarity is that the teaching style of teacher and the learning process of students, either at private school or public school, are supposed to be the same as what the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport has said. So, every single type of lessons and books that students have to learn from is probably alike. This can portray that students may access to the same information and gain the same knowledge, even they study at private school or public school. However, this knowledge sometimes cannot get through to students the same at all, because of the difference between the way teachers pass their own knowledge to students are sometimes different from private school to public school. As a private school requires students to pay school fee, while state school does not, the degree of passing knowledge and the way teachers show up their care towards students are sometimes different. Private school normally propose to all their teachers to pay a high attention to their students, and they are willing to stay calm with all the situations that students have made. For example, when students do not remember the lessons, teachers in private school may just punish them by putting the mistake as a homework or giving them advice not to do like that again only, while state school teacher may hold a stick and hit you as a punishment. And as I'm also a public school student, I used to have that experience too, and I can say that I remember that feeling perfectly until now. But on the other hand, all the experiences and difficulties that students at state school experience can make them learn a lot. Not even just the lessons, but also know how to handle the problems. Teachers in state school mostly give their students a difficult task, and they didn't try to explain much. Some teachers can be really harsh to their students. This way, students have to try harder to study by themselves. So, the harsh and tough situations that students at state school experience are likely teach them how to figure out things well. Another difference is that there is a hugely distant environment between private school and public school. Generally, private school contain more convenient stuff than public school. Obviously, like air conditioner, fan, and many more electronics may not have been found in state school. Private school tend to keep cleanliness as their first priority. Students may not get dirty or dirty when they are at school, while state school is quite distinguished from that. Actually, you can witness in reality, like students in Milky Way school. You can see me and all the contestants here. We are clean and lovely, and yeah, every student are like that in Milky Way school. So in the conclusion, it is obvious that there is benefits and drawbacks, either studying in private school or public school. However, it depends on each parent's perspective whether they want their children to have a good environment in private school or let them get a harsh experience at state school. So, before every parent decides to choose which school for their students, they have to realize all of these points first. And especially whether they can afford their children's fee or not. If not, just let them go to a public school. One message from me I want to share all of you is everything has pros and cons. And the key to a good education does not depend on school only, but the part of individual the most. That's all for my presentation. Thanks for your paying attention and listening to my above topic. I'm very glad for your valuable questions. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Try, please ask question.
Okay, so good afternoon, Vorleak.
Yes, good afternoon, teacher.
Okay, so Vorleak, in your opinion, do you believe that education at state school will be better than the education at private school in the future?
I think it's equal because there are different way of teacher. There is different way of teacher that they passing their knowledge, and it's the way that teacher pass their own knowledge in state school as like if the students need to depend on themselves.
Okay, so do you study at the state school?
Yes, I do.
And English at Motorway, obviously?
Yes.
Okay, so based on your experience, what do you choose and why? Would you study Khmer in Motorway full time as well?
No, I don't.
Okay, why not?
Oh, do you
Would
mean
you
my?
like to? Yeah.
Yes, I would love to because it has a good environment and the teachers show their care, and when, for example, like students are absent, they call to the parents and something like that.
Okay, so why don't you make the change?
Because when I was little, I don't know about school, but my parents just